Again for KFTV Postgame Live, presented by Manscaped. Knicks on the second night of a back-to-back, looking for a real win, not the bum night win that they had in Detroit. Looking for a real win against some title contenders in the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Knicks would take that fight to them, man. This was a tough defensive, physical matchup, but in crunch time, that's when the winners get their dinner. And the Knicks could not deliver, man. 109-103. Knicks fall to the Bucks at home at MSG, man. Let's talk about it. CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk on the ones and twos. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Tough night for the Knicks, man, but we're going to make the best of it. But let's break this thing down because this was just... This was a tough one, man. I wanted this one. I definitely wanted this one big time because they fought for it, man, for 48 minutes. On the second night of a back-to-back, they're at home against one of the best teams in the league, 14-5, the Milwaukee Bucks coming in town. Number one defense in the league, the best player in the league, everything. They had it all. And the Knicks rose to the challenge. I'm going to get to my guy. I'm going to save a separate segment for my guy, Mitchell Robinson, the Block Ness Monster, because I talked about how critical he was going to be for this game, and he had the best game of his career with 15 points and 20 boards. But nevertheless, in crunch time, you got to deliver. And the Knicks were anything but clutch in the crunch time. We want to start with free throws. Knicks shoot 13 of 20 on the night. RJ Barrett has a chance with 3 minutes left in the game to bring this thing within 2 points. Misses a free throw. Mitchell Robinson gets to the line, has a chance to tie the game up with a free throw. Makes one of two. Gets the rebound on the second one. Gets it to Jalen Brunson, who gets fouled. Jalen Brunson has a chance to put the Knicks up one. And he's been steady at the free throw line. Uncharacteristically misses one. And so you have a tie game. Then, in the ensuing possession, you have the Bucks coming down. RJ Barrett guarding Grayson Allen. Duke on Duke. Grayson Allen coming off of a 25-point game just a couple nights before. 7 of 8 from downtown. Yes, he didn't have it that much tonight from deep, but he's capable. The Knicks have seen this guy a lot of times to know that he's gritty, he comes up big in big moments, and he can hit the three. You can't duck under the screens on Grayson Allen, man. You just can't do that. And RJ ducks the screen, and Grayson Allen makes him pay with a three-pointer. Now, let's get to the next possession and talk about that a little bit, because there was about 26 seconds left in the game. Knicks had 2 timeouts. They're down by 3. Brunson gets it to RJ, and RJ pulls up for 3 right there. And I'm just like, bro, we don't need that right there, man. I would have gave it back to, first of all, I would have drove it for 2. You could have drove it to the basket, go for a quick 2. Maybe you get an and 1. You get a chance to tie it up at the line. Or maybe you get a better play there. You get it back into a better shooter's hands. Get it back to Brunson. Maybe he can tie it up. Or you get it to Grimes. Maybe he could tie it up from 3. Or maybe you call a timeout and you put in a 3-ball lineup. Brunson, Grimes, Obi, Cam. Whatever you want to do. Quickly. Somebody, somebody better than that shot. I don't need a RJ Barrett pull-up 3. Hero time. We just don't need that right now. And Wally Serbiak on the telecast, bro, and shout out to Wally MSC post game. He's like, oh, that's what you need right there. When your guy from Duke hits that 3 on you, that's what you should do, like the playground. I disagree. We don't need that, bro. We could have went with something better. Like I said, use a timeout, get your 3-ball lineup out there. And that was the game. Unfortunately, bro, that was the game.
this is a tough loss. This is a devastating loss,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Um, I laugh because man, was our energy different last night?
Oh man, way different. Way different. Way different.
Oh man, they could do the before and after. Just clip it because man, they go from shooting 56% from the field and 45% from three. And tonight they shoot 20% from three, 6 of 30. 6 of 30 from the 3-point line. And they shoot an exact 42% overall from the field. Part of that is, you're playing a very good defense. I believe they were number one defensive rating going into tonight. But jumping into some of those last possessions, man, it's tough because RJ overall had a solid night tonight, with 26 points. He was efficient, 8 of 15. Even with that three, he ends up shooting 50%. He goes 8 of 9 from the free throw line. 3 assists, two
Yeah.
rebounds. Did have 3 turnovers. One of them was
Yeah.
a few of them were mind-boggling turnovers.
Yeah.
He was a -5, but this is the thing. It's like statistically he had a good night, but again, this is part of the spotlight, right? It's part of this franchise is trying to get over this hurdle. And, I think that last sequence is kind of a little bit of a summary of RJ's season so far in terms of the bad defense, because I know he was able to at least contest it at the very end, but this is the NBA. So I know on TV, a lot of people could say, well, he still contested the shot, JD. Well, yes, he did. But Grayson Allen is shooting 45% from the 3-point line this season. Grayson Allen last season shot 41% from the field. Grayson Allen has been in the NBA for 5 seasons. He already has 3 seasons shooting 40% or higher. It's an outstanding 3-point shooter. And very well, just ask the Devin Bookers and the Klay Thompsons, these guys that have a quick release. You go under any of these screens, it's over. That's all they need. And I know during the first 3 quarters is sometimes you'll live with that is possession to possession, but at crunch time, your assignment, your technique has to be precise because all it takes is one basket. That's all it took. And it's also devastating, CP, because it happened. The Knicks had the Bucks right where they wanted.
They had him, bro. They had
Giannis
him.
just fouled out.
The Greek freak fouled out. They were right there, man. Right there.
It's like, oh, when he fouled out, I'm like, okay. I mean, I hated that he fouled out with only a minute left, but I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And and that's how sometimes you'll take a Giannis off a team like that, and you'll look at the roster and you'll say, well, that team doesn't even make the playoffs. But when you're a championship level team, those habits sprinkle over to everyone else, and some of those teams they just know how to close games out. And that was a
Yeah.
game winning play. And then the 3-point shot, I didn't, it wasn't like he didn't get it contested that much. In other words, he had space, he got the shot off. But if you really look closely, he did like a small step, sort of like a
Right.
mini jab step,
Right.
but it wasn't a jab step. It was more like he kind of like it was
Confidence.
like that little small hezzy of,
Yep.
oh, do I drive
Yep.
or do I just shoot it?
Yep.
So when you look closely, just go back to the film and look at that very moment. Players that play basketball, we always know when we play in the streets, when people hesitate and they're open, they miss a lot of those shots
Hey,
because
he who
it's
hesitates is
not a
lost, man.
rhythm. It's not a rhythm technique. It's not rhythm mechanics for you to kind of twitch and then shoot.
Right.
And then lastly, he's shooting 27% from three. Um, I don't know that that's right at this very moment. He's the guy that I want to take a three, and this is why we talked about CP. Right? Remember when Jalen Brunson was missing a few of these, and everybody's let's run a play, let's give it to someone
Right.
else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is what we got,
Right.
right? And I'm at a point where I don't even care what type of shot Jalen Brunson takes. I just want him to take it.
He's earned it.
And
Right.
so, It's a tough night. But I mean, you just got to go on to the next one, man.
Yeah.
But it's very frustrating, and it's one of those games that I think the front office evaluates, and you try to look at. You've had the Memphis game already. You had the Blazers game. What is the team missing? Is this a coaching thing? Is this a player away thing? Like, what is it missing? Because I know the front office certainly wants to compete and make a playoff run this
Yeah.
season.
Pretty much, man. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. It wasn't really a jab step. It was kind of like an indecision real quick. He's like, well, what's that? All right, let me. It was kind of the same shot that he took, but when Drew Holiday bailed him out on the three, when he got fouled on the three. And it's not, I would have lived with an RJ catch and shoot three. I'm way more comfortable with that. Him getting it in rhythm, a catch and shoot three. I'm way more comfortable with that. But for me, with 30 seconds left in the game, 2 timeouts left, I understand, okay, you want to try to get the defense, not being set and go for it. Tibbs said in the press conference he was okay with it. For now, he'll have to look at the tape. But I just felt like they had options, and it was just a little too rushed. That was just me. Like I said, I would have rather, if it's gonna go in RJ's hands, I would have rather be a catch and shoot three, or for like a drive and kick, or maybe a broken play, something like that. But if not, I would have went for a quick two. You go for a quick two, try to draw contact, or like I said, you get your 3-ball lineup in there and give yourself the best chance.
What about a timeout?
That's what I'm saying. You call a timeout and get your best 3-ball lineup in there.
I mean, do you hold? Is that a Tibbs blunder? Because you have a team that doesn't have their best player and best defender, right? So, do you bail them out by just going right at it and shooting the three, or do you call a timeout? And even if they're going, on the bench, they're able to also game plan. Again, they don't have their best player, so you can get a decent shot. You can get a good shot. Yeah. Versus a team that's going to go out there now to defend without Giannis on the floor. So, you call a timeout, you get, additional personnel in there, you draw a play. I feel pretty good about us getting to, a shot where they don't have their quarterback playing defense. Sometimes in those situations when you just go right off the clock, depending on what's the personnel on the other end, you're actually helping that team out. So, because of the specific situation, a timeout wouldn't have been a bad idea and drawing up a play just because of the circumstances that were present. So
it's tough because, you had your quarterback on offense in a Brunson out there. And so I thought he would have been the one to really initiate the action. But, he passed it off to RJ, and RJ made the decision. So it's kind of tough there, but like you said, they were right there, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and JD on the ones and twos. Knicks lose a tough one at the Garden, man, 109-103. But as I said, man, in crunch time, free throws, man, you gotta make your free throw. 13 and 20 from the line. You're at home. Brunson missed a timely one. Mitch is a 40-something% free throw shooter. You had to expect he was gonna miss one. Cashed the first one. Second one was short, but then he got the rebound, got it at Brunson's. But you got to be crisp. You got to be cleaner in crunch time, and they just didn't have it. But back to Mitch, because last night we talked about the fact that in this matchup against the Bucks, number one rebounding team in the league, you have Giannis, obviously the problem. You have Brook Lopez, number one shot blocker in the league. He brings size. Bobby Portis brings size. They wear you down with size. And so Mitch's availability in this game throughout the game was crucial. And if he doesn't have the night that he has, I don't even think we're talking about this crunch time scenario. 15 points and 20 rebounds for Mitchell Robinson. To me, bro, this was the best game of his career. And this is why for all the Sims cheerleader, the Sims Hive, which no disrespect to them, they have a good claim. Sims can't match this right now. When Mitch is at his peak, the Sims can't reach that level. Mitch was that impactful. His discipline, his aggressiveness, had a couple aggressive putbacks. They found him for some Gotham lobs, which was good. And the key thing was that going deep into the third quarter, he still didn't pick up one foul yet. So that allowed him to be even more aggressive later on in the game. He could get more aggressive with Giannis. Put Giannis at the line later in the game. Giannis would end up missing a free throw. So that was big, man. That was big. I mean, Mitch was an absolute force out there. They've needed him because, you know, we've seen these matchups with the Bucks before. Whenever Mitch gets into foul trouble, you can forget about it. It's all rolling downhill until to a big L.
You said it. This was certainly, you know, I also believe his best game of his career. And you like to, whenever you have these milestones and these highlights of your career, you know, he's able to say tonight, at the end of the season, you know, unless he tops a game like tonight, you know, I had the best game of my career against Giannis, against the best player, arguably the best player in the NBA right now, against, you know, arguably the favorite or one of the favorites with the Celtics to go to the NBA Finals. And we certainly appreciate you having a great game versus this level of competition and this matchup, because that's not even supposed to technically be his matchup as a center.
Right.
And yet, you know, he takes on the challenge. And the biggest key to me, and will continue to be the key for him, in being able to produce this way is, you know, 33 minutes tonight, only 2 fouls. And as you pointed out, that allowed him to be more aggressive. But I'll give credit to Mitch in the way that his technique tonight and his discipline was on point. So it wasn't even that by him having the 2 fouls.
Nope. I think we might have lost JD.
He only had 1 block tonight.
JD, I think we might have lost you in the Matrix, bro.
It's not like he was going.
All right, hang tight. JD, we got you back.
I'm back.
We lost you in the Matrix a little bit. Go ahead, man. Go ahead with your points, man. It's all good.
Yeah, man. I said, Mitch, come on, man. I got you. Man, I'm giving you props. Get me back. So I was pointing out, you know, that, you know, we appreciate him having this type of game against this level of competition. And one of the key points tonight was him having.
Oh man, we lost
only 2
lost
fouls.
Him again, man.
Let me point it out.
Let me mute him real quick. So to
Again?
everybody, yeah. I'm gonna mute you real quick. I'm gonna go to a call. Try this. Maybe drop out of the Zoom and then jump back in. I'm gonna go to a call real quick. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CPJD on the 1s and 2s. It's a little technical difficulties, man. We all good, man. But let's go to the phones and hear what the people got to say, man. Now, Mike from Manhattan was the caller of the night last night. He was the crowd pleaser. You know, he called in. He had a lot to say about the squad tonight. Let's hear what Mike had to say tonight. I was hoping RJ would have came through and silenced Mike tonight. But nevertheless, it was a tough shot. But Mike, how you feeling, man? Mike, you there? Mike going once? Oh, don't got Mike, man. All right, hang tight. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP on the solo tip right now, just waiting on JD. Knicks lose 109-103. Let me check the phones real quick one more time. And just make sure that we are good. Salute. We got the Rhyme Animal Chuck D in here. Salute. Mike, hang tight. Okay, hang on. I got to reconnect the phones. That's what happened. All right, JD's glitching. I'm glitching. It happens, man. Knicks glitching in crunch time. You know? These things happen. All right, let's see what's going on.
Has already dialed into this show. Only one host is allowed per show. Thank you for using.
All right. Let me see here. Edgar, you're going to have to sign out of the switchboard. Edgar, dial out of the switchboard, and then I'll jump back in there. Not sure what's going on with the phones. But we'll try the Discord. Mike White on the Discord. When you can hear me, go ahead and unmute your mic. Mike White on the Discord. Michael White on the Discord. Go once. All right, we seem to be having some phone issues. Just give us a little second here. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. $20 super chat. Chuck says, after Portland-Memphis, this game hurt me to my old soul. LOL. I mean, lazy ducking the screen. We had the game, but heart defense, smarts coaching. The last two we didn't have. JB's finding he has limited intelligent options. Yeah, a true story, man. True story. And Brunson did get a little shaken up early in this game. Had a little either ankle or toe injury, like the first play of the game. Literally the first play. And then so Brunson was a little bit slow to start the game, but then he bounced back, especially in the second half, bounced back and was able to pick things up a little bit. So shout out to Brunson, man, because he was already battling the quad injury, and then you know, the ankle injury or the foot injury. So came back in a strong way, but the Knicks still lose a tough one, man. 109-103. All right, let me see if I can dial in again. Let me get Edgar out of here. See if I can dial into the phones real quick. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. All right, let's see what's going on here with the phones. Wait for JD to get back. A little technical difficulties, but we'll be all right, man. All right, let's see what's going on now.
That the host has already dialed.
The host is already dialed in. All right. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'm going to reset the phones and start it back up. Let me get this going here. Get some highlights running. All right. So to everybody in the chat, Mitchell Robinson, big game tonight. 15 points, 20 rebounds. And, yeah, just a little technical difficulties, but we'll be right there. Shout out to Jack Nikoff Co. Says, I've loved the way RJ and Brunson have been playing. I need everyone to remember RJ and Brunson have the mentality to lead the Knicks. The other players from the other teams that might be more exciting couldn't handle the pressure. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. See if I can get back onto the phones here. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's see.
Who is scheduled to start in.
All right, so phone lines are back up. 657-383-1509. Or you can hit us up on the Knicks Fan TV Discord, and we'll go from there. So let's start with the phones, man. Area code 646. What's your name? Where you calling in from? 646. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
You can hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Let's go.
It's Mike from Manhattan, CP. I'm here.
Mike, let's go, man. Let's go.
That was the front office hanging up the phone on us.
Yeah.
So I just want to start the call off by saying RJ Luke Dort left got eyed today by another Dookie and took a shot.
Mike, your cell phone connection is sounding kind of choppy, man. Where you at right now, man?
I'm in the crib, man. You good?
Nah, I can't, man. Your signal don't sound too good, man. You sound like you got a Lou Dort cell phone connection, man. You gotta fix your connection and come and jump back on, man. Area code 302. What's your name? Where you calling in from? 302.
Hey, it's Kevin from Elton, Maryland. How you doing?
Yeah, all right. Good, Kevin. Let's go.
Yo, I'm gonna say this one quick thing. Look, we need a good shooter. We need another Novak on this team.
Okay.
We need someone who can hit a shot for us. And two, Tibbs. He has to do something with these lineups. You know, when Giannis was getting into foul trouble, he should have went small. Start running these young guys. Obi is open a lot, and they don't utilize him. My thing is, he sits there and he chastises the young guys, but when he messes up, he sits there and he wants to, not take responsibility for the things that he's doing. So my thing is, look, either you're going to coach this in this century, or you're going to quit and let someone else take over. Because my thing is, the way he's coaching now is like the 90s era of the New York Knicks, when they played aggressive and they played tough defense.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think Tibbs has changed a lot. I think he's changed a lot, bro.
I mean, he's changed a lot, but my thing is he still has to do a couple of more things to bring this team up to par. Because my thing is, we lose close games, and my thing is when he sees that we're winning, my thing is, you have to make those adjustments, and he don't make the adjustments in time. When the game was over, was tied up and whatnot, and we had the foul to give, instead of him sitting there screaming, "Yo, you have the foul to give," he just stood there. He stood there and didn't say anything. My thing is, I hold him accountable for that.
You mean on the Grayson Allen 3?
No, when we had the foul to give, and I think who was bringing up the ball? I think Giannis was bringing up the ball.
Okay.
No, it was Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday was bringing up the ball, and my thing is we had a foul to give, and Walk was saying, "Look, we have a foul to give. We have a foul to give." He didn't yell at no one to say, "Hey, we have this foul to give." Foul him. He could have fouled him.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. It's like bonehead plays like that that cause us the game and whatnot. So he has to be held accountable too.
I mean, I hear that. Like I said, for me, I'm not always on this. The coach sucks type of situation. The coach wasn't out there missing free throws. They went 13 and 20 from the free throw line. They had a chance to win this game. They fought this team from beginning to end on the second night of a back-to-back, where Julius didn't even have a great game. It wasn't even a good shooting night overall. But they scrapped, they jumped on the boards, and they fought to the end, man. They didn't execute, man. This team right now, they got a top 10 offense in the league. The defense is where he needs to earn his money. But offensively, I think they're pretty much where the league is trending. They're chucking up threes at a crazy rate. They're not knocking them down. They're getting into their offense fast. They're number 10 in pace. You see Obi and Julius playing together out there. Do we need a shooter out there? Yes. I think, yeah, in certain respects, having a good shooter out there would help us. Grimes got it going last night. It was okay, especially defensively tonight. But overall, on nights like this, you would obviously want some more consistent shooting. But, I can't get on the blame the coach thing tonight, man. The 5 players that were on the court tonight had a chance to get it done. They fouled the Greek Freak out of the game. They didn't execute, man. I'm not sure what else what more do you want the coach to do tonight? Yeah, RJ ducking the screen on Grayson Allen was that Tibbs' fault? I mean, I don't know. I'm just not there most nights, man. The talent got to play. Let's go to Tom from Astoria. Tom, what's going on? We got JD.
What's going on, CP? How you been?
Good, man. How you feeling?
Long time.
Yeah, man.
So the thing I just want to talk about is the lack of efficiency kind of in the starting lineup. I just feel like the puzzle pieces, and you guys have alluded this to before, puzzle pieces don't quite fit. We have a lot of extra dribbling that's going on. The only person I want to see dribbling a lot is Jalen, right? Because Jalen's got the dribble penetration. He's breaking it down. We just need guys that move off ball, and RJ's been trying to do that a little bit more. But I feel like we don't have a lot of off-ball movement, off-ball scoring that's happening. A lot of it is just possession-based, ISO-based. And especially down the stretch, it just becomes hero ball. And guys get stuck in their ways. And then, people have said that, Cam will be just sitting on the wing, or you have Obi sitting on the wing. Tonight it was Grimes. I thought Grimes had some open looks down the stretch, and they just kind of don't look for him.
Yeah.
So you always have those guys that just get isolated, just sitting out on the three-point line. And the one thing I will say about Julius, it's just like I do think Julius overall has given a lot better effort this year, and he's trying to talk the talk, but he doesn't always walk the walk. And what I mean by that is he's barking at Grimes tonight. He was barking at Quickly at one point. He's fallen back on these screens, and he's just kind of sitting in the paint and giving these guys these floaters. And it's like Julius, always wants to hold people accountable, but he's not always holding himself accountable, especially on the defensive end. And so that's the thing that bothers me about Julius. It's like if he's going to bark at his teammates, lead by example. And, and the defensive effort is not there consistently. And, I know we got the Julius RJ problem. I do think you got to break them up at some point. But that's all I got to say, and love to hear your thoughts on that. Thanks, CP.
Appreciate it. Yeah, when I see them chewing out Quick, I was like, yeah, you got to relax a little bit, my man. I mean, Quickly's probably the best defender on the team, the most consistent defender on the team, and you chewing him out for a blow to Simon. No, I mean, you of all people, Julius, let's relax here. And then speaking of Julius, the thing that made me nervous in this game, and we got JD back, the thing that made me nervous in this game was that it's the gift and the curse of Julius, right? Remember after the Minnesota game when he's cooking, the next night he's firing away. Last night in Detroit, birthday night, he's cooking, 36-point game. Tonight he's firing away. He's holding the ball. He's dribbling. I think one time he held the ball into a shot clock violation. The aggressiveness was there, good intentions, but dial it back a little bit. Get others involved. Get the ball moving a little bit. The ball wasn't flowing as well in the first half as it was in the second half, and that's kind of like that's what Julius. He'll give and take. He gives and takes. He has a great night last night. Obviously, empty gym G League team tonight, and he had his moments. Don't get me wrong. You needed his aggressiveness out there, and he was tough on the boards, especially against this team. But it's just a give and take. And as Tom was saying, JD, you can't. You can't be chewing out Quickly on the defensive end when, you're probably the least consistent defender on the team.
Yeah, with Julius, it's tough, man, because he, sometimes I can't make with some of his decision making, his processing on the court, because. I mean, I don't know about you, man, but the complaining to the refs, that has to stop. It has to stop. It's sometimes, I even sometimes think, sometimes players, it's like when a player misses a shot, it goes in the air ball. They go like this. They make it seem like it's the hands. And he complains so much sometimes to the refs that I think sometimes after a bad play, he looks at the ref to make it seem like that's the reason why, is because you didn't call it. And I don't know that that's the greatest leadership. I guess when you're Luka Doncic or you're LeBron James, and you do the nonstop complaining, it looks better because of the type of players they are. And even then it's sometimes hard to watch on TV, but he has to be careful when he picks those spots of yelling at. First of all, you're yelling at a good defender. Like, you're yelling at somebody that's a good defender. So if he missed an assignment, which I would question, I would like to look at the film. But if he did, I mean, what is that? One in a few, compared to him, who this is nonstop. I mean, I had tweeted out tonight, I said, Julius, it would be nice if you put a hand up on drives to the basket. How many times did, Drew Holiday or Allen or one of these guards drove to the basket and he didn't even contest the shot?
Yeah.
I understand not maybe contesting a Giannis three, but you're not even contesting shots at the rim.
Right.
Like, you should be yelled at for that.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. So, and then we talked about the performance last night against the Pistons, and then tonight, he struggles. He goes 5 of 13 in the second half. He doesn't make a 3, 0 of 4. And it's just one of those things. What can you say, CP? This is kind of the up and down of Julius Randle. And I think at this point everybody knows what I think should be best for this franchise. But you just gotta figure it out. It's the coach's job and it's the front office job to figure this player out. And this is something that he's going to battle with for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
How do you play against the best teams versus how are you playing against, under 500 team? The Knicks are now 3-11 versus teams over 500. They're 7-1 versus teams under 500 this season.
Yeah, which is an indication that, they're not a good team. So, which is fine. It is what it is. I think most of us expected this type of, season for them. But hey, we'll see if they can defy the odds, man. Salute to Above the Rim. $5 super chat says, how the hell is Obi mic'd up and don't get burned? I've seen enough of iHeart stunting Obi once again. Stretch 5 where Randall defense was trash all night. Yeah, I was kind of laughing at that too. They did mic up Obi, and I'm sitting there watching this game. I'm like, wait, half the time he's mic'd up, he's cheering from the bench. I'm like,
he doesn't have much minutes on the court. To be mic'd up.
All he heard was like, yeah, quick, yeah, Julius, yeah, JB.
Yeah, I'm on the corner.
Yeah.
Hey,
you
want to give me a shot other than a 3-point shot?
Like how they have like regular plays mic'd up, and it'll be like him in transition, like dunking on somebody, like you hear the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like
you hear him huffing and puffing.
Yeah, right. Like everything.
They're in the trenches. Like they're battling. They're at the free throw line. They get rebounds. They're hustling.
It was just Obi off the bench cheerleading, man.
I thought we had Theo Pinson back.
Oh Lord, Theo, man. Can't wait till that act is over, man. Shout out to Theo Pinson, man. Hey, he's surviving, man. He's surviving. So shout out to him. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We are taking a poll in the chat right now on the RJ shot. What would you have done? Right now, early votes say they would call a timeout and go with a 3-ball lineup. 58% right now say they would have called a timeout and went with a 3-ball lineup. Okay. I like that. Still early, but go ahead and vote in the poll tonight and let us know what you think. We'll get to the numbers in a little bit. Let's get back to the phones now that we're up to speed on everything. Let's go to Chris from Florida. Chris wants to talk about the ending of the game. Chris, what's going on?
Yeah, fellas. How y'all doing, CP? And welcome back, JD.
Good, man.
How
you
you
feeling?
doing tonight?
Good. What's going on?
I was laughing about that Theo Pinson thing. I was listening to. Anyway, fellas, you would figure with Giannis fouled out, right? When that happened, I know they missed 3 free throws and all of that. I think something was wrong with Brunson tonight, but you would figure that there was a benefit to Knicks, but I knew it didn't because I looked at who was on the floor. I think it was Grayson and Allen and
Drew Holiday, man. You got to respect Drew.
Drew Holiday, right.
Can't disrespect Drew.
I was like, what they have on the floor is still better than what we have on the floor. And I said, don't give up a 3. And as soon as I said that, Allen came off of that screen and hit it. And fellas, I knew the game was over.
Splash.
I knew the game because we don't have no clutch game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't necessarily think the game was over because there was a ton of time. Man.
CP,
There was like 30 seconds left.
CP, stop. CP, stop. Who do we got on this team?
Listen,
CP?
man.
Let's go for JD too. That have that clutch team to knock that stuff.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen
Brunson, man. I'm going to Brunson. I'm going back to my point
what
guard.
Happened?
What do you mean? He passed it to RJ. RJ took the shot.
What was that? And I agree with JD earlier before he went off. He lost it. They should have moved that ball around. It was time. I was like, what is he doing taking the hero shot?
RJ, what he didn't like how his fellow Dookie showed him up, man. He didn't like that. He didn't like that.
That's a personal thing. That's a personal problem.
He gonna hear about that in the group chat, man. You gonna hear about that in the group chat, man. You know?
And we was at Rutgers Park. That would fly right, but we're not at the Garden. We ain't Rutgers. You know? You gotta think of the team.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised to hear Wiley co-sign that move. I was like, I mean, that's not the shot we're looking for, man.
We don't need that, like you said. I started laughing when you said that. We don't need that.
We don't need that, man.
You know?
We don't. That's where it comes from, man. This is the perfect team for that saying. I'm telling you, perfect team.
We just it's not what you call them today. The coaching. It's just
Nah.
We just need a clutch team. We just need some shooters. And I thought it was over. I did that 3 because we don't have anybody, CP and JD, anybody that has what's the PC? That's the clutch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? the take the shot
stones.
and make it when we
Yeah.
need a basket or we need a stop.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be done in. I think I watched the post game show, and I think Alan Hahn said the Knicks lose these games at home by a total of like 4 or 6 points.
Yeah.
Yo, fellas, we got to find
Crunch
a way
time.
to win these games at home, guys. We got to find a way to win these games at
Yeah.
home. I'm out. I took too much of your time. Thanks
All
for
good.
taking my call. I
Hey,
appreciate it.
that's why we're here, man. Knicks therapy. JD, welcome back, man. You were going in the Matrix for a little bit. Then the phones went out. Nobody was
RJ.
clutch tonight.
My Wi-Fi was doing the RJ.
Yeah, right. RJ threw us all off tonight, man. Yeah, one of those nights, man. One of those nights. We still got 1,500 in here heavy. 372 likes. People, get those likes up. We might have a battle of the fans on our hands. But if we don't get to 1,000 likes, we're not going to get there, man. So everybody right now, I need everybody right now. You're watching on your phone, you're watching on your TV, you're watching on your computer. There's a thumbs up button. There's a like button. Looks like this, 2 thumbs. The one that's up, pointing up, press that right now. Please hit that like button. It's very important to do that. That is free to do. It costs you nothing. It's very important to us. So if you're watching the show and you're digging in and you like to hear Knicks fans ranting and wailing about the misery of their team, this is the place. But you got to hit that like button. And if you really like what you're hearing, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button for you boys, and share this video. Very important to share this video. Subscribe to the channel as well. As I said, it's all free to do. And we appreciate the help from our viewing audience.
CP, I'm hearing a lot of we need a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, yeah, that could be true. Probably is true. But then, like someone said of Steve Novak. Well, Steve Novak was a role player.
Yeah.
And a role player, I don't know that you need a 10 minutes, 12 minutes per game shooter off the bench, because what is that really going to do for you?
Right.
So if you need a shooter, then somebody has to go, because
Yep.
you can't add without subtracting. And at that point, you're saying either, you have to make a big trade to bring someone else and then create another spot for another player to have a path to minutes, or, which has been, this is the other side of development and patience, is you have Quickly who goes off, and then tonight he's 0-5 from 3.
And consistency.
Grimes is a good night. Tonight he's 1-4 from 3. Plays 33 minutes, has 7 points, and you're the shooting guard.
Ups and downs.
So it's like, and he's supposed to be a shooter. Quickly supposed to be a shooter. Like on just sheer scouting report, you technically have shooters here.
Yeah.
You just have to be consistent. And if your conclusion is that's not good enough, we need someone else, then someone has to go. And so this is the challenge of the front office. And a lot of these things point to this just roster does not fit, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, Hartenstein, 10 minutes tonight. An absolute just nothing. And I guarantee you it's a combination of he hasn't played well, but I think he would defend himself and say, I'm not being utilized. So this front office has a lot of figuring out with the coach to the roster.
Correct.
Because a lot of people would say, why is Obi continuing to shoot so many threes? Why is Hartenstein being forced? And I think Hartenstein even had some type of quote that way. I read somewhere today where he said that, he feels that he has to fit the Mitch Sims role, which is not really his type of skill, which tells me a player is being asked to adapt to a system rather than
the other way around.
Should
be the other way around.
And if that's the case, it's on the front office, because you hired a coach. Right. You're supposed to understand his style. Why are you signing Hartenstein if you understand that this coach is going to ask him to play his way.
Because the problem is, and I was on New York podcast with John Yastrzemski. It's the CAA thing, man. It's gonna be the gift and not even a gift. It's gonna be the ultimate downfall of Leon Rose, because bringing in Tibbs wasn't about style or philosophy. It was, this is my guy, regardless. You know what I'm saying? And then they have these visions of these players that they want. They have these ideas of bringing in a Cam, but they're not even on the same page as the coach as to how to make it all work. It's not cohesive.
There's no plan to develop anybody.
It's not
because
not
like
cohesive,
Cam
man.
comes in, he starts, okay, he's off the bench, fine. But then it's like he's back to just standing on the corner. He'll play 14 minutes tonight. Like a night like tonight, I thought maybe he could have gotten more minutes on Holiday, because Grimes and Cam are two different types of defenders. Grimes was a better matchup for Morant. But you saw tonight, Holiday's a little bit more of an old school player, where maybe Reddish's height and length could bother him more. And it did when Cam was there. So it's just this whole thing is just all over the place, and it's hard to figure out, how to even evaluate this team on a night-to-night basis. And like you said, Leon, I think Tibbs, when Leon was hired, Tibbs represented, in addition to the relationship, from all the candidates that were available at that time, Tibbs represented the whole, I guess, stability, culture. You look at politics, these parties, they go with the established politician rather than maybe taking a risk the other way with a younger guy or something like that. Tibbs represented stability, experience, grit, New York ties, CAA, but you didn't look at the nuances that right under that. Like, how are we going to develop a roster for you? And if you are, just do it. Just give him the players he wants.
Right.
But you trade for Cam, Tibbs doesn't want it. You sign Hartenstein, Tibbs doesn't utilize him. You want Quickly, Quickly never starts at point guard. Tonight, Derrick Rose is the first guy still off the bench when Jalen Brunson got hurt.
Yeah.
So the front office seems to want one thing or one style, but they're letting, the coach has another. And to me, long term, when you have that type of, coach to GM, it usually never works out in the long term.
Yep. No question about it. No question about it, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's hear from Max from Manhattan. Max from Manhattan, what's going on? Hello. Max.
You're not talking to me, right?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, sir. Live and direct, man.
I'm Mike from Manhattan. I'm not Matt from Manhattan.
Oh man, that's all right. We got a little off, man. Go ahead, what you take, man? Let's go.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You can hear me. I'm loud and clear.
Loud and clear,
I don't got
man.
No Luke Dort reception.
Let's roll.
All right.
This guy yelling at me like I'm begging him to call it.
Us lose tonight. RJ saw that post. He came down after he did terrible defense, and he tried to pull the three to shut us up. He would have looked mad cool in the Garden. That's my fault. I apologize for that, Nick Nation. I really do apologize for that. Today shouldn't really be a bad day. If anything, we a mediocre team that got like a good loss. But I don't care about no wins or no losses. I care about the direction of this team. No game is bigger than the direction of this team. It's not going to I don't really care about the games. I'm a Knicks fan. I don't want people to think that I'm not a Knicks fan. I love the New York Knicks all the way. I just don't like what we're doing here. Shout out to Mitch. Mitch had a great game. Mitch looking like he about to get his 2 draft picks when we sell out because we suck. Mitch like he's going to go for 2 first-round picks to a nice contender, and we're going to root for him, and he's going to do something with somebody. We should just sell out. We should just crash because we already crashing. We're already crashing.
All right.
I love y'all.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Kind of sounded like Mike Jones for a second. He's like, we already crashing. You already crashed.
I go.
No, not Mike Jones. Mike from Manhattan. Get it right the next time. That wasn't me. That was Edgar, man. We just thank Mike for getting his signal correct. Because he was bumping some old like singular wireless
from the
joint.
Bronx to call. That's what it is.
Yeah, I do think we have Max from the Bronx here, but Max, man, you're on the line. We need you on the Discord. Ari's waiting for you on the Discord right now. We need you on the Discord, man.
I went to the Discord.
Huh?
I went to the Discord. I was like the first person on the Discord.
You gotta get back on the Discord.
It's not working today.
Well, and you gotta let the people know we are 400 likes away from the battle, but these people will,
I don't think, I really think, CP?
Yeah.
I think these people, there's a lot of negative Knicks fans, so they like Ari and Dollar Tree, Biggie Smalls, a.k.a. Jay from Florida. They like
here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to let him get his sneak jabs in and take shots at the Toxic Boys until the battle kicks off.
Yeah, he's trying to get a head start.
He's trying to get a head start on everything. And then he's listen, get on the Discord. We'll set it up. People at home, hit that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes before we get to the battle. Ari's waiting. He's on the Discord. He's waiting. He hit me up earlier today. He's ready to go. Okay? This is what he does. He's a Battle of the Fans veteran. Now, Max is talking very spicy, but Max, I'm just letting you know, Ari's been through this, man. He's been battle tested. He started off with Sergio was dragging him from pillar to post. They had an epic 3-round battle. Now Sergio came out. He came out victorious on that one. But Ari learned. He knows how to battle. So Max, you're talking spicy right now, but I'm just hoping you're ready. So you need to jump on the Discord. The people in the chat are waiting. We lost tonight, so the people need a win. I need the people going home with something positive tonight. So first off, I need the people to comply and get those likes up. We got 300 likes away, and we have the contestants ready on the Discord. They are ready to go. All right. So while I wait for that, let's go to Hold This L on the Discord. Hold This L. How you feeling, bro? Is Hold This L on the Discord?
He's about to hold that out.
Yeah, he just caught an L. Let's see. I just see him. He just hit the mute button on his mic, so I don't think he knows how to use a Discord. Okay, so Hold This L. We're gonna drop you off here. Let's see how many likes did we get up to. All right, we're at 700 likes. We got 1,600 people, 716. We're climbing steadily. We got people coming through. Let's get those likes up. Hit that like button. All right, we're gonna give the people something tonight. But while we do that, let's take a look at this game by the numbers, JD, because as we talked about last night, we were hoping that the hot shooting by the Knicks last night would carry over, and it didn't. Knicks shot 20% from 3, 6-30 from downtown, 42% overall, and 65% from the charity stripe. So that you can't like. But they did win the rebounding battle against the number 1 rebounding team in the league, 55-52. All right, if you want to take a little statistical victory from this. And surprisingly enough, tonight was going to be the battle of the points in the paint. Knicks number 1 in the league in points in the paint. The Bucks, a notoriously top defensive team in terms of protecting in points in the paint. And they came into this matchup number 1 on both ends. And Knicks won 64 points in the paint for the Knicks tonight versus 56 for the Bucks. And the Bucks typically give up on average 44. So the Knicks put up 64 points in the paint against Giannis and Brook Lopez. And so, the shots weren't falling, but they were certainly able to do what they wanted to do inside, man. So, obviously you didn't get the win, but statistically, they had a couple of bright spots in a down night.
Last night, we mentioned points in the paint being a strength of the Knicks so far. They had 64. I think last night they had 62, something like that. And so that's very good, being able to continue to attack the paint, out rebounding, and obviously Mitch had a big part to do with that tonight. But CP, the 3-point shot, it's going to be, and it's weird because the Knicks have been a good statistical offense in terms of points. They're right now ninth in the NBA as of this moment. They're ninth in the NBA in points per game at 115.2. But they're last in the NBA at 3-point percentage. They're shooting 31.8% as a team. And so it's one of those things where you're scoring points, but the way this league is going, you look, not like tonight, you go 6 of 30, you shoot a few more threes, you could tell the difference. The Bucks shot only 4 more than you did. They were 10 of 35. So they have to figure out a way to make some 3-pointers and help, because the defense right now, it's not good at all. So they're gonna have to figure out a way to make some threes, either with their young players or this front office is gonna have to make a move.
Big facts, man. 233 likes away from the Battle of the Fans. They're loaded up on the Discord. I got Max on the Discord. I got Ari on the Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 233 likes away from an epic battle. If you want to hear these guys clash and go head to head, the Knicks didn't win tonight. If you guys want to go home winners, for all you guys at home, we can move. We're going to move player ratings to another night. All right, we're going to shift it over. But you can go to KnicksFanTV.com. Check out KnicksFanTV Remy's player ratings write-up. It's an excellent write-up every day after the game. We're going to shift that over. We're going to move the Battle of the Fans into center stage. But we need to get those likes up, man. We are creeping up on 800, and we need about 200 more likes, man. Hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, and hit the share button right now.
CP, is there a topic on this, or is freestyle? It's whatever they want to say.
So here's what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do is we will let each participant air out their grievances. Each guy will get 2 minutes to air out their grievances, and that will give the people at home some background on what's been happening here and why this thing has been boiling over. And then we will get to the battle royale, which will be both of them on the line at the same time to address each other. And then the people at home, this is the people's show. The people at home will vote on tonight's winner. And that's that, man. Battle of the Fans. This is how we get it cracking. But we need those likes up. We're at 814. Let's go. All right, so while we continue to recruit the likes, let's get to the phones, man. Dom from the BX. Dom, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? CPJD, you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. Let's go.
Okay, perfect. I just rapid fire real fast. So, first thing, that wasn't RJ's shot to take, man. That was a horrible shot.
Yeah.
But I'm confused as to why Thibodeau didn't call that timeout. We had 2 timeouts, and we sat on them basically up until the ending of the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was rolling with RJ hard at the beginning of the season. I was hoping he would have a great start, especially after signing that contract. But man, he's been letting me down, and I just feel like sooner or later we got to start busting moves. We got to blow this thing up, man, because we're looking like we're looking like a 500 team, and I just don't see no future right now. So let's keep who we're gonna keep, and let's clean our house. Let's clean it up, man. We got to get rid of people.
Who you want to get rid of, man?
Get those likes up. And
I can't let you off that easy, Dom. You can't just come in here and say we got a clean house. Thanks for the call. Thanks for taking my call tonight. You're the GM. What are you doing?
All right. So I mean, listen. At this point, Julius got to go. Julius is getting his trade value up. There has to be a team out there that needs Julius for a championship run. I feel like he is a useful dude, but he's holding us back, man. He's holding our youngins from playing more minutes. I feel like he's always getting in the way. Today he made me cringe when he was like doing that dribbling all over the court, and Jalen Brunson's just looking at him like, dude, like, give me the ball. And it's just like, I feel like starting with Julius, and then, I know a lot of us like the youngins and all that, man, but let's be honest, man. like we got to get people out of here, man. This team is just not going anywhere. Jalen Brunson to me and Mitchell Robinson and RJ, if he gets it together, are the only people that I'm keeping, man. Everyone else could go, to be honest. That's just me.
Okay. Who are you going for the Battle of the Fans tonight, man? Who are you going for?
I mean, listen, man, I'm trying to stay positive, man, but the more this season goes, man, the more I might have to roll with Ari, man, because it's just getting crazy, man. The season's, yeah, man. Yeah. I might have to roll with Ari, man.
All right. He didn't sound like he wanted to go with Ari in the beginning, JD, but he said, well, I was hoping he would have been decisive on something because I asked him what moves he wanted to make, and then he confirmed that he just wants to make moves. You know what I'm saying? So then I moved to Battle of the Fans to see would he actually pick something this time. So he picked Ari this time.
I mean, he's probably looking at the standings, and it's a totally different standings from the West to the East so far, and it's still very early. But right now, the Knicks are the 10th seed at 10-12, and you have about like 6 teams that are right there, the same record. I mean, they're 2 games behind just being the 5th seed, and they're 3 games behind just being, behind the Pacers, who is this for real? They're 12-8. And you're looking at the Sixers at 12-10, the Hawks at 12-10, the Raptors at 11-10, the Nets at 12-11, the Wizards at 11-11, the Heat at 10-12, the Bulls at 9-11. Like, you have about 6 to 8 teams that are within a game or 2 of each other. That's a lot of selling and teams that are going to sell if this continues to go this way. So that's a lot of franchises that have to figure out where they want to go. But then when you're the Knicks and you're looking at these standings, especially Leon, he's probably looking at this like, hey, if let's see what we can do by the deadline and improve the team. I'm not saying that's the way to go. I'm just saying that sometimes the way the standings look can dictate the way a front office proceeds with trades. That's why a lot of teams, when there's deadlines in sports, they wait until as close to the deadline as possible to get the most information as possible. So I don't know where you would go, CP, but I don't know.
I'm going for the Battle of the Fans, man. I'm trying to give the people what they want. We got 850 likes. We are 150 likes away. I got the theme music up and ready. I'm ready, man. Max is ready. Ari's ready on the Discord right now. The fans are ready. All the mods are ready. We got the Rhyme Animal Chuck D in the building right now. Let's make this happen. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 1,000 likes, and we will make the Battle of the Fans happen, man.
And man, this you see how it's building too. The anticipation, the likes are going up little by little. Ari's a veteran at this. I hope you're ready.
Yeah, Ari's been ready, man. He hit me up. He hit me up this morning. You know what I'm saying? And he said he was ready to go. He said, "Let me go. Just let me cook." You know what I'm saying? I totally ignored his DM because I was like eating my cereal and whatnot. I was like, it's too early for this. I can't pay attention to what you're talking about right now. But I saw it. I did see his message. You know what I'm saying?
Ari got some pressure on him, though.
Yeah,
he got some pressure on him. He got the Toxic Boys thing.
Right.
A lot of people going to be watching. This thing is probably going to go over to Twitter after this.
Yeah.
So Ari has to come through for sure.
He's flying the Toxic Boys flag. He's been in plenty of battles on this show. He's won some, he's lost a lot, but he always shows up. That's why I give him credit. He always shows up. All right? So, okay. We're getting closer. We are getting closer. 1,500 people in the chat right now. We're closing in on 900 likes, people. This is your show. You let me know how you want to do it, man. You let me know how you want to do it. In the meantime, we're going to go to, let's go to Louisiana, man. Let's go to the Bayou and talk to Flex. Flex, what's going on, man? First time caller. What's going on, man?
What's happening, CP? What's happening, JD?
How you doing, bro?
All right.
Yeah, man. Just first of all, just want to tell you guys, I've been watching the show for a long time from when you guys started, man. Just you doing a great job, you know.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
We need this platform for our team. Basically, I wanted to touch on today's game as far as the effort today. I think the effort was great. Probably I've been pretty much I've watched every game this season, and this is probably by far one of the best efforts, even on a even at a loss. We played tough, gritty defense. This was a trademark Knick kind of game today. Of course, it came with the blunders, the turnover by RJ in the fourth, and that's the problem. I feel like that's the problem with this team right now. It's not really the main, the role players. It's the main guys, the main core. Outside of Brunson, specifically Randall and RJ, those guys are not. They're not the type of players that you have to have a championship team. They're more like third string guys.
Yeah, they're role players. They're role players. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely appreciate the call. Look, Brunson's been a good pickup for us, and right now for me, he's the guy I go to in the clutch, man. He's the guy I go to in the clutch. We brought up the clutch graphics, the clutch stat from yesterday. The numbers back it up. The eye test backs it up. He's the guy that you wanted in his hands. But as a team, a young team who's trying to put it together, you got to learn from this, because what the Bucks showed you was that even without the best player in the world right now, they're still a championship team. And number one, Drew Holiday, the most underrated, underappreciated player in this league, he's going to go out there and make plays, and he did so in crunch time. Grayson Allen, Brook Lopez. I mean, these guys, they still have it. This is why they're 15-5 right now. This is why they're 15-5 without Chris Middleton. It's still shorthanded. Joe Ingles hasn't played yet because they have that experience. They're battle tested. So this is what the Knicks got to go through. The Knicks got to take their lumps, man. The Knicks got to take their lumps.
I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at these likes, man. I'm like,
how we doing? How we doing right now? 9:23. We have 1,500 people in here, and we need 80 people. 80 people at home. If you're one of the 80 people at home that have not hit that like button, hit the thumbs up button on this video, please go ahead and do so. We have 2 anxious gladiators on the Discord ready to get at it. But we need 1,000 likes right now. I mean, that's just how it has to go down. That's just how it has to go down. The rules are the rules, man. You know what I'm saying? The rules are the rules.
9:28.
9:28. Okay.
9:35.
There we go. And for the people at home, I'll demonstrate for you. If you guys don't see it, let's see. My camera probably won't even focus. I'm trying to focus it.
I mean, it's an Android. It is what it is.
No, it's the camera, man. The camera won't focus. So I'm trying to get it in there on the camera to show people on the phone how to hit the like button. Some people may not know, man. Some people may not know.
You're an Android head.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. 961. Okay, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah,
I'm not judging this. You let the fans decide.
No, this is the people's show. The people are going to decide. But I'm still gonna ask for your opinion after the vote.
Okay.
All right. So I'll do it afterwards so that people won't be swayed either way.
Can we do it this way? Because, I want to say it before they say, JD, is because I do have my own personal,
right.
Obviously, we have our own personal thing of where we think we should go.
Right.
So I think the way that we have to judge it, if we're going to give our opinion, is who offers just the best battle, like the argument.
Yes,
because someone could be in line with what I think, but not present it well.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
So we should look at who comes correct with their arguments, with their points.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think because if someone comes in well, they should get credit for that.
That's
even
true.
If it's a philosophy that I wouldn't go with.
Fair point. Fair point, man. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna talk to Anthony from New York, and then after that, we should be ready for the battle.
990.
990. Here we go. Anthony from New York. Let's go, man. Anthony, what's going on?
CP, what's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Listen, man, get Tibbs out of there. Bring Mark Jackson home. Bring Mark Jackson home.
Okay.
With the team that we got now, Mark Jackson would have played this game a way totally different situation. He would have never wasted those two timeouts. Never.
You mean he would have used them, or you wouldn't?
Bring Mark Jackson home. Get Tibbs out of there.
Okay. That was quick.
I don't see Tibbs unlocking the team that we have. He's not clicking with the players that we have. If we put Mark Jackson there, something in fresh, we could unlock these boys' talent. But what we have and what Tibbs is moving in the front office, bring Mark Jackson. Leon Rose, start getting to your contacts. Do something, because this ain't looking too good, CP. Real talk.
Now I need to know this.
That was just quick fire.
Who are you going for in the Battle of the Fans? Because we are getting ready to kick off, man. Are you going with Max? Or are you going with Ari, man? Who are you for? That's the most important question.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go with Ari, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with Ari, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, CP. Listen, I've been seeing all the moves and all the chatter, the deadline and this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. Where's Leon Rose? He's a ghost. What's the move? JD, real talk. I'm gonna be honest with you. What's the move? Like this man is a ghost. Like rapid fire, CP. Bring Mark Jackson home. With what we have, bring Mark Jackson home.
Thank you, sir. But we got to
go
right now.
But the move is this battle.
Yeah, the move is the battle of the fans right now.
What's the move? The move is this battle.
The move is the battle, sir. So we thank you very much for your time. The audience have met the requirements, and it's time for me to open up the gates. Ari, do we have you on the line, sir? Please unmute your microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. You heard him. He's ready. Hang on one second. Hang on. Let me make sure that we got Max's audio proper. Max, do we have you on the line, sir? Please unmute your mic.
Of course. Let's get it.
Okay. All right, so now that we have that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KFTV Postgame Live. The Battle of the Fans is about to start. Just a couple of rules, as I said. Each person is going to get 2 minutes solo, uninterrupted, to get their point across. What is their issue with the other? They need to bring the people up to speed about what is going on. Make your case. After each person has their solo round, then we will have the Battle Royale. 5 minutes to go in. JD's got his paper, he's got his notes, he's ready to go. And then after that, the people will decide who the new Battle of the Fans winner is. All we ask, no profanity. This is a family show, fellas. Keep it clean. We want to keep it Knicks, all right? Let's avoid a lot of the personal stuff. I'll keep it on the fringe, but let's avoid the personal and keep it Knicks. Okay. So, let's, who are we going to go with first? Who kicks us off? You know what? I'm going to give Max the floor first. He issued the challenge. He is the challenger. He did issue the challenge. So, Max, I'm going to let you go first. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my timer going. Audience in the chat, please be ready.
Put your bets on FanDuel and DraftKings.
Put your bets on those sites. Can't name names. They haven't paid us. Okay.
Facts.
Now, okay. Let me get my timer here. Okay, Max from the Bronx. The floor is yours, sir. Please start.
You hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Let's go.
Okay, so here's the thing I have with the toxic girls, just in general, right?
Okay.
They spend more time trolling instead of actual basketball knowledge. So someone like me who actually watches basketball outside of the Knicks, I know basketball. So when he says, all right, one time me and Ari going back and forth on Twitter, he said, man, RJ is stat padding. I'm like, it's the second quarter of the basketball game. How could you stat pad in the second quarter of the basketball game? So I'm noticing a trend where they were turning on RJ. I'm like, bro, how do y'all always turn on all y'all players? You don't like no player? So it's always the backup player that's always better. So Cam Reddish, no disrespect, right? Got traded from the Hawks to the same conference, the team they played in the playoffs the year before. But Ari from Manhattan and Herschel Walker, a.k.a. Jay from Florida, knows better than the Hawks do. Why would they trade him if he's such a superstar undercover? None of this makes sense. Right? So that's my whole issue is the negativity in the fan base where you're always complaining and whining and always talking about, bro, it's enough is enough, bro. When is it about basketball? Talk basketball. Stop with the whining. And I know there's no cursing allowed, but you know what we call with whining is the B word also. You understand? So that's my basis of my whole issue with Macaulay Culkin, a.k.a. Ari, a.k.a. Trash Bayless. That's my issue with this guy, right? Because he's a negative guy, right? Just be honest. You sell negativity. You're like Alex Jones, bro. You sell negativity, right? And this is what your fan base, I don't know, these people on Nick Twitter like. But I don't like negativity.
Okay.
Just to be negative.
Okay, your time is up, sir. Your time is up. Your time is up. Your time is up. Okay. So that was Max from the Bronx, ladies and gentlemen, with his opening statement. Thank you, Max. Okay. Now, returning to the stage. He is a multiple-time Battle of the Fans contestant. Many of you who have been fans of this show from the early days remember when Sergio from the Bronx dragged this guy across the bar with the Ayo DJ Spin That mix. Sergio from the Bronx went into the archives and dragged Ari across the bar, but he still came back for more. And he's won a couple. Like I said, he's lost a couple, but he's here tonight. He wanted this one tonight, and we're gonna bring him in. Ari from Manhattan, ladies and gentlemen. Ari, how you feeling, man? Hang on. Let me pause this because I think he's got something here. Ari, are you with us? Man, Ari, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, we here, man.
All right. So a lot to unpack there. So
yes.
First of all, CP, I don't know why you're asking anyone who they have Max or Ari because they don't even know who Max is. Okay. So it's whether or not they have me or they're against me. That's basically what this is all about. So let's just get that straight before we get this thing started. So, my biggest problem with Max, and it's just very simple to understand. When I was growing up, people don't know this, but when I was 5 years old, my dad had Knicks season tickets, and that's how I became a fan of the Knicks. And when I'd go with my dad, every time the Knicks would win, I'd be ecstatic. And I would go, and my dad would get me pizza afterwards, and it was the best day ever. And every time they would lose, I would cry and freak out to the point where my dad literally only took me to Knicks games where he knew that the Knicks would win. And why do I say this? It's because I grew up one day and I learned that there's a little bit more to basketball than just, winning and losing. There's a salary cap, right? You need chemistry on a team, right? You need to have draft picks, right? There's a business about basketball. So when I look at Max, raising the we went 3-2 on the road trip banner in Madison Square Garden, talking about how we're gonna go 3-0 right now, and like it actually means anything. It just reminds me of what I used to feel when I was a kid. He's like a 5-year-old Ari. That's basically how I could describe him, right? He has an elementary take on the game. Oh, RJ scored 26 points. Without realizing that the value over replacement, RJ's 469th out of 472 players in the NBA over value over replacement. But it's okay. He's young. He was sick. You know, he's sick, CP. You know, it's Tibbs' system, right? Why are you always turning on these players? Let me explain something to you. I don't need to sit here and be a fanboy over some guy making $30 million a year, all right? I don't know where Max works, but let's just assume, you know, RJ walks into McDonald's and he sees Max from the Bronx flipping burgers, okay? And when, you know, Max messes up that order, I'm sure RJ Barrett's really like, you know what? This guy, Max, he's young, man. Give him more time. You know, everyone makes mistakes. He's sick. He's sick. It's no big deal, right? No big deal, right? It's just out of control. It's just out of control, the standard we have to have for our NBA basketball players. But, you know, because I criticize them and I actually want to win a chip, I don't care if we win a game today or lose the game today.
Time is up.
You know, I'm a toxic fan.
Time is up.
You know,
Thank you, sir.
It's a 5-year-old Ari.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, both of the contestants have aired out their grievances in an opening statement. Now, I will bring both on to address each other for 5 minutes. And then you at home, the fans, will get to vote. So Max has unmuted his mic. Ari has unmuted his mic. As I said, remember, it's a family show. No profanity. Keep it basketball. Okay. Here we go.
All right. Listen, Max, I think it's time to grow up. This Peter Pan syndrome you got going on here, you know, we won a game. Yay, let's raise the 3-2 banner. Listen, it's okay. Listen, Peter Pan, listen, it's okay to grow up. It's okay to be an adult, man, all right? You know, you got to think in the long term, all right? You don't need that dopamine rush, right? You don't need the dopamine rush from losing to the Bucks by 6 because RJ Barrett had one good game out of 20 games. It's okay, Max. It's all right. It's not a big deal, man.
Listen, Ari, I know you're doing the whole trash Bayless routine. You know, I don't care. Bro, you said, right, that we should bench RJ and have Cam Reddish start. Did you say that, yes or no?
I don't recall saying that.
I recall you saying that. I recall it because I was like, this is crazy. So my thing is this. What evidence do you have after 4 years, because, you know, they were both drafted in the same draft class, that Cam Reddish is better than RJ Barrett? What evidence? I just want to know. Like, somebody tell me what evidence do you have? Listen, I understand, you know, listen, Ari, remember, I like you. I told you this before. I like your toxic girl thing. You know, you and the rapping rabbi, Papa Left, and Jay from Florida, you know, Dollar Tree, Biggie Smalls. I like y'all. I told you, I don't have no beef with y'all. It says, I want y'all to be better. Say, this is an ass whooping, but don't take it personal. I just want you to be better and more knowledgeable about basketball. You cannot say a guy who he got traded, right? Who they traded and let Kevin Huerter start over him, and then they traded Kevin Huerter. So they really didn't care for him. So how could you say Cam Reddish is better than this man?
First of all,
the players, bro.
I never said Cam Reddish was better than him. Although I could easily make that argument now.
You can't easily make that argument.
I can easily make that argument. You know why the Hawks traded Cam Reddish? Because they didn't want to pay him because they had all their money tied up into Trae Young, into Capella, and into John Collins. This is where the basketball side of things that you don't understand. You're just like, why did they sign him? He must not be a good player. You don't know the finances behind the game. You know what I remember you saying, Max?
Kevin Huerter.
You know what I remember you saying? You know what I remember you saying? I remember you saying.
I know what you're gonna bring up.
I remember you saying that, you know, you're not Knox Hive, you're not Cam Hive, you're not that, you're Knicks Hive, right?
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yes,
remember that?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
All right, yeah. You know what? I remember you saying something quite differently before back in the day. Hey, yo, DJ, let's spin that back.
President of the Frank His name is Max from the Bronx. Max, talk to us, man. How you feeling today? What's good?
All right, Ari. I think we lost your audio, man. We lost your audio.
Yeah, the audio. Listen, I'll say what I said. I said I was a Frank fan. I was a Frank fan. I'm French. I love all my French players. But listen, Ari, that was what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't even remember the woman I was with 3-4 years ago because it's like that over here. So we move on from things. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can't bring up your Randall take, which was a good take, but your Randall take was like you're like Corey Brewer hitting 50 points. It doesn't matter, bro.
One minute left in the action.
Max, listen, buddy. Listen, bro. Yeah. There's a lot more to winning a championship. You want to be entertained. It's okay. You want to win a game. You want to lose a game. 3-2 road trip. Rave the banner. Yay. You know what? I have to pander and be. You're only a real fan if you back up the guy making $30 million a year, playing absolute bad basketball. But God forbid you hold them accountable. You're a bad fan. You're a bad fan. You know, Max, the reason why the Knicks have sucked for 25 years is because James Dolan and Madison Square Garden Group knows that they have fans like you that'll just wave a flag and just support them blindly, that they have no incentive to put a good product out there because they know that you'll be okay and you'll shake your ass no matter what happens. I have bigger things. I have bigger plans, all right? I want to get a top talent in here, all right? I want to make a deep playoff run, okay? I want to build a contender. I don't care if we beat the Bucks today. I don't care if RJ Barrett scores 6 points. I don't care if he scores 60 points, bro. All right? It's a long-term vision, all right? I'm not a feather in the wind, dude. All right? You got to grow up a little bit, man.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was tonight's Battle of the Fans. Vote in tonight's poll. Who won? Was it Max from the Bronx? Was it Ari from Manhattan? Vote right now. I need your votes right now in the chat. We need a winner tonight. We're not going home without it. Good battle. Both contestants aired out their grievances respectfully, which I appreciate. This is the family show after all. And now we leave it. I put it in the hands of the people. JD. But your thoughts on the battle.
All right. My thoughts is, I thought it was a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because for about 4 minutes there, the argument was Cam versus RJ. And I actually don't put that on Ari because Ari is the veteran. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
Right? He is the guy that's the champ. He's the veteran, the chat. He's established in terms of we know where he stands.
Yeah.
So when you're the contender, you got to take that away from him. Right? Like you got to come in and you got 5 minutes, you got to go right at it. And I think Max got caught up a lot in the back and forth, and I wanted to hear more of where do you stand? Other than RJ versus Cam, what else? What should we do? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think Ari ended strong because at the very end, he talked about he wants a top talent. He wants to be a contender, which some of those things we knew about, but he reiterated it. And by him just doing that, he won points with me. Only on the basis of we're talking about presenting the battle. I thought that, I just wanted to see more from Max because you came in here talking crazy.
Yeah.
And I just think after all that, the first point you get the stage and you want to talk about Cam versus RJ, I just feel like this team got bigger problems right now. You know what I mean? So that's how I felt. But good battle.
Yeah.
And it was smooth on both ends, right? It wasn't a stutter fest or this or that. Like it was good battle. I enjoyed it.
I will say this, and Ari's in the chat saying I always go against him. I will say this. I felt like, as you said, Ari's the veteran. He has the experience. I wanted Max to come out with more of his basketball takes early rather than just, his statement against the way Ari goes about commenting on the team. If you have an issue with it, the way he presents it and he's always negative, he should have presented why you are on the positive side. What about this team do you like? What about the direction of this team are you in favor of? I thought Max should have made more basketball statements there, and I thought he would have made a stronger case. I thought Ari did a good job of that, again, later on in the battle, in presenting his case as to why he was down on this team. And so I thought, Max, you should have came with a little bit more in terms of present your position and supporting evidence of why we should look at this team in more of a positive view. Because you're running counter to the toxic boy narrative. But Ari presented why he is the way he is. You should have presented why you are the way you are, rather than just going at them and knocking their angle on things. Secondly, when we got into the Battle Royale, Max, you got a little too friendly with him, man. What was that about? What was that about, Max? Come on, man. My man in the Bronx said you didn't rep the Bronx properly, Max. You jumped in the Battle Royale and said, oh, Ari, I like you. You can't say that in a battle. LL didn't say that to Cannabis when they first, with first round knockout. You want to take his head off.
Say that to Jay-Z?
Yeah, the X didn't say that to Jay-Z. You want to take his head off. You can't come into the battle saying, hey, man, I don't really have that much of a problem with you. That one knocked me back a little bit, Max. I'm not going to lie to you. That one knocked me back a little bit. Yeah, that one, in my head, I was, this is the people's show, but I had to ding you in a couple points on that one. And then, Ari, I had to ding you on the poor audio quality on the soundbite. He could have had him right there. He could have had the knockout right there, because I remember the show that he's talking about when Max came in. This was one of like the rarest of rare occasions when Frank Ntilikina actually had a good game for the Knicks. And Max came in and with his bonjour, and was going in on Frank, the leader of the Frank Hive. He was the leader of the Frank Hive, so we gotta dock him a couple points for that alone. But Ari, I gotta dock you a couple points on the audio quality, because now it's gonna cost me time, because I gotta fix that on the podcast because your audio quality wasn't good. So I gotta knock you back a couple of points. Next time I see you, owe me a drink for doing that. So, but good job. It was a good thought, but bad execution by Ari. But overall, I'll say Ari wins. And the people have decided, man. 65% have voted for Ari from Manhattan in a battle where nobody won. But thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for sitting through this.
And if there's anybody out there that wants to take on the challenge.
And if there's anybody out there, man, feel free to come forward. The battle is open. Jose, a lot of people wanted the smoke from Jose, man. The Knicks chick wanted the battle, wanted the smoke with Jose. That still might go down, So, hey, we are an equal opportunity show, ladies and gentlemen. If you want smoke, if somebody calls up and you disagree with them, call up right away. And we'll try to make it happen on the spot, man. We like to give the people what they want, man. We like to give the people what they want. Knicks lost tonight. We wanted to give the people a dub.
And you betcha now Ari's going to go celebrate this win.
Yeah.
Because if you know Ari, it's over. You're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
For the next couple days.
Exactly. We got a couple of people on the line. Edgar, I don't know what happened to you. If you're on, just let me just take a couple of these. Area code 484. What's your name? Where you tapping in from? Are you here to talk about the battle?
Both.
Okay. All right. Real quick on the battle.
The battle was trash. Nobody really got their point across. Everybody was just nit for nap, tit for tat. It wasn't really nothing that stood out the most. But I do want to say something, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's paying attention, But do you see the body language of R.J. Barrett since the start of the season to right now?
Yeah.
It seemed like something is bothering him.
Yeah.
And it's much more than just the game. I think he felt insulted about that trade package for Donovan Mitchell. And now the way he plays is like I'm like the second coming to Julius Randle. It's like he got that swag, like he don't care no more. Just like with Randle. I look at Randle, he don't even fit on the New York Knicks. He looked like he belonged in Dallas somewhere. He needs to go back home. He don't need to be on the Knicks. I've been a Knicks fan for 28 years.
Yeah.
And this is a bad story for a Knicks franchise that should be high. Like, look, number one team, almost one of the number one teams in the world, as far as market-wise, and this is what you've given us. Some people need to read behind the lines. I'm out.
What's your name? Where you calling in from, sir?
They call me Buddha. I'm from the Bronx, but I live in Reading, PA right now.
Okay. Thank you for the call, man.
But I'm just keeping it 100.
He said keep it 100, man. He said the battle was trash. But
that was smooth. My man sounded like he was reading the ebook from Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, look, on the RJ thing, you know, I don't want to interpret what it is. But yeah, he seems, to me, like I said, he seems like he's been pressing all year. Maybe that is because of the trade. Maybe that is because of the contract. I think he feels the expectations, man. Yo, he's 22, man. Look, as a basketball, he's grown. But at age-wise, he's a young dude, man. There's still the heaviest jersey in the league to wear. There's still microwave square guard, as Chuck would say. There's a lot of expectations with that contract. Just look at the reactions of fans on a nightly basis when he's not playing well. The number 3 pick, he's seeing Zion and Ja and Garland and all these guys. He's got to be feeling that. I don't know for sure, but if it was that, I wouldn't be surprised.
You saw a lot of the tweets and the stuff, and I know he's in tune because I think it was State on Twitter that he either retweeted or he acknowledged one of his tweets over the summer. So that indicated to me like RJ, has this persona, but he's in tune. And you saw what everything was being said after the Donovan Mitchell stuff. Like RJ's gonna, he's gonna come back with a vengeance. He's gonna prove to the Knicks that, they should have done this, and you were going to be traded and all that stuff. Like it was going to be about him turning this whole Donovan Mitchell thing, and the Knicks then giving him an extension after, and the way that it was reported, and then Donovan Mitchell was reported right around the same time. Like all that into RJ was going to take that as motivation and prove to the Knicks that actually you underpaid me. And I think all of that, could be a reason why, he is just having difficulty on the court. And it looks to be affecting his body language, because I know he has, it's hard to identify because he does look the same a lot, but you could just tell there's certain instances where he looks more frustrated than in the past. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not making excuses for him anymore. I'm not. He has to step up, and that's the bottom line. And like I said, he doesn't have to be a superstar, but you can't be 27% from 3. You can't continue to be 40% from the field and be a small forward or shooting guard starting for an NBA franchise. And I'm going to believe that those type of numbers is going to get me to be a contender, let alone a championship caliber team.
Listen,
at the end of the day.
People try to tell me I was crazy when I was asking the question about whether or not there would be some ramifications to them putting him on the trade block. And people said, well, they gave him the bag anyway, so who cares? It's all water under the bridge. Okay. All right. Well, not from what I'm seeing. Not from what I'm seeing. This is a cold business, bro. People don't just forget things just because they got a bag. A couple more before we wrap, man. Alan from Chicago. Alan wants to weigh in on the battle. Alan, let's go.
Hi. I didn't have the strongest feelings on the battle, but as far as Ari and Max, I'm not much of a tinker. From what I know about Ari, he's okay with losing.
Okay.
And as a Knicks fan, I prefer to win and try to build competitively.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's positives going that direction. I just don't like the tank. Tanking is okay sometimes, but when you got 3 players making like $100 million, had $100 million contract, that's not necessarily the direction the front office is really trying to go, in my opinion.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man. Tom from Huntington. Tom, let's go.
Gentlemen, fantastic work as always.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Manscaped. Shout out to Max from the Bronx. If you are working, I'm actually hungry now. I'm thinking about McDonald's. But anyway, I don't agree with everything that the Toxic Boys say. But you know what? I think Ari won the battle. I mean, fair and square. I think it would have been, like you said, a slam dunk if the audio was a little bit better. But he brought up more points. And I think Max, he let Ari cook a little too much. Especially in the second round, he let him go a little longer before he interjected.
In the battle royale, you got to dominate, man. You got to dominate. They were a little too polite to each other.
Exactly. You just step. You don't. Just keep going. Don't hold back. Let it go. Let it go. But like I said, we're all Knicks fans. We're all family. So from both sides of the spectrum, whether you're Tank or whether you're on the other side of it, we're all family. So they all bring up excellent points. So I can't hate, but. I think Ari won this one.
All right.
As far as RJ, like you guys are right. Let's see what happens. I know it's 20 games. I'm not making excuses, but let's give him another 20. Let's see what happens. I mean, we still haven't gotten halfway through the year yet. He still has time to redeem himself. He did have a decent game. I mean, of course, still the blunders, still the floater that it looks like I don't even know where he's shooting. I don't know if he's going for the back. I don't know where he's aiming it for. Like someone needs to introduce him to like the backboard, especially with some of the angles he takes. But anyway, listen, rapid fire. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll talk soon. All right.
Let's go, man. Tom from Huntington. Go to manscaped.com and a promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. However, ladies and gentlemen, the closer for tonight, we had an epic battle, at least in my head. But, in reality, it wasn't that great. But we had a good battle. So it's only right that we bring in the first ever Battle of the Fans champion. We haven't heard from this guy in a couple of years, probably since the last time he won. Sergio from the Bronx. Sergio.
The champ is here.
Let's go.
The champ is here. Yo, I gotta get in on this right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ari, very tame, dude. Like, come on, son. Like, I was the Ali to your Frazier, my dude. You know what? You need a formidable foe, bro. This dude didn't have that energy, bro. He didn't antagonize you the way that I did. Oh, man, I brought the best out of you, bro. You was tight, bro.
Serge.
Every the battle, yo, you were so tight.
Serge, as an audio file, though, man, Ari dropped the ball with the audio, man. He thought he was you, man.
Son, because, yo, DJ Spin that. Yo, it takes production, my dude. It takes preparation. You just can't do that off the fly like that, bro. And then that whole nobody would know your name. Come on, Ari, you used that thing on me. So right there, that was 2-point deduction, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Come on, Ari, I expected more from you, bro.
He did drop that line. He did drop that bar on you. Yeah, he did. He did recycle that one. He did.
Come on, you got to stick and move, baby. I thought you was going to get him in the body. But in round 2, Ari started to warm up a little. And I was like, all right, this is the Ari that I know. He started to cook a little bit. But I think he just wasn't as offended by Max. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really offended him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear my name and he would get aggravated, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think Ari in the future, bro, come on. You need to pick better contenders, bro. You know what I'm saying? Somebody a little more worthy of your talent.
So does this mean that you're going to make a comeback, man? We haven't heard from you in a long time, man. Is Sergio coming back?
It's like, yo, CP, it's like, when there's a bad guy in town and the sheriff rolls in, wearing the white hat, and he shoots him down. What does he do? He rides off into the sunset, son. That's what I did. I came into town, I shot the bad guy, and then I rode off. So now the next time you hear, you ever heard about the legend of Serge? DJ Spin that? Yo, dude, I'm like a legend now, bro. Come on, son. That was when we was, 17,000 subscribers, B?
Probably way less than that.
That was way back when.
Yeah.
Yo, but... It was interesting. You know what? I expected more from both guys.
Ari, I definitely expected more from you. I'm gonna give it to you because you know what I'm saying. You the reigning dude. You've been around longer. Max, come on, son. If you're gonna come at Ari, you got to come hard, son. So if you don't come hard and you stumbling your words a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna fly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's just gonna whip you on his little one-liner. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I really got to say about the battle. The Knicks, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to come around to Ari's point. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it might be time to ship Julius out of here.
Whoa!
I might be resigning. I might be resigning. You know what? At the end of the day, I might be, Ari might have, come out on top. I'm going to give him the credit, maybe.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. But as far as the Cam and RJ thing, I think Cam is better. You know what I'm saying? His layup package is better. His Euro step is better. His three-point shot is better. His defense is better. I don't know, man. I'm starting to think RJ ain't him. But anyway, man, I'm glad for your success. Yo, JD, you the man, son. I really enjoy you guys. I'm always here. I'm always listening. Knicks Nation, I love y'all. Peace.
The return of Sergio from the Bronx with a 5-star call. I was going to dock him the 4 for that. That was a potential flagrant 3 we had on our hands, but it was so good to hear from him because we hadn't heard from him in a while. Yeah, we almost had to get him up out of here, but because of Sergio, the legend, we let him roll. Great commentary. I really enjoyed his commentary on the battle.
We gotta get in contact with him. Every time there's a battle of the fan, we gotta get him on so he can, provide this because he does a good, there's some rhythm to it.
Yeah,
entertaining. Pretty cool, good commentary.
And I appreciate the fact that he's no longer looking for the limelight. He said he established his legend, and he's comfortable riding off into the sunset as a hero. But yeah, I think he should come back as an honorary judge. I think so. I appreciated that commentary. I thought that was a 5-star commentary from Sergio from the Bronx, the original Battle of the Fans champion. Yeah, man. Great show. Great show, man. Salute to all the mods, man. TM, JD, Edgar, Lash, everybody, man. Tyler, Gamba, everybody, the whole team. Alex, Jared, the whole team, man. Everybody that's rocking with us, man. Jeff Campbell, everybody. Great show. Knicks couldn't get it done, man, but we'll see how they do on Saturday. Early matinee game against Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. So Jalen Brunson gets a crack at his old team and gets a chance to show them that they made a mistake. So let's get to the super chats before we wrap up. 00031 says, do not blame RJ. We only go as far as our top player, who's Randall. He will not win against real competition. We are limited by having Randall as our number one. That's not on Julius either. I'm not blaming it on RJ. I just said in crunch time, they didn't get it done as a team collectively. You could look at the free throws. You could look at the decision making, the defense, the offense. They just didn't get it done. It's not necessarily on one guy. Shout out to 000 again. He says, at one point, Julius was 3 or 14 from the field. He's not that dude. Trade him and we will prosper. Pudge forever. I got that one. SO says, trade Randall for Franz Wagner. He says, I want a CPJD full analysis. Franz T top 2 for clutch right now. Also, shout out Bol. Met him last week downtown Orlando. Full analysis is we have no shot at Franz Wagner. Orlando's building with him as a core centerpiece. I appreciate this super chat. Says, this is a fun thank you, KFTV, taking the pain down. Appreciate it, Chuck. MK Tavs, $3 Australian super chat, says, a Knicks fan, but part of those Rose Hives I can't bear. But part of Rose Hive I can't bear. CP. He's a Knicks fan, but part of Rose Hive. Shout out Surge, $5 super chat, says, I'm pulling for you, Ari Kellerman. I know you learned from those L's I hung on you. I expect you to stick and move. Go to the body, wear him down. So that was Sergio's pre-battle encouragement for Ari. So appreciate it, Serge. Iconic TV $5 super chat says, there's a lot of Ari lovers in the chat. That man must pay very well. Knicks lost this one at the line, and Randall got the players on the team shook. Ari sends a $5 super chat, says, I need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me.
Ooh.
All right. Jay Boogie, $10 super chat says, what did Jay Mills tell Murder Mook? He says, stop trying to come up on me and come up on your own. You got to create your own lane before you go inside somebody else's. Ari holding it down like a vet. So Jay Boogie weighs in and he goes at Ari there, man. So great show. Didn't get the win, didn't get the result that we wanted, but hopefully you guys are entertained by the Battle of the Fans. Remember that this show is available in audio podcast format, so all podcast platforms, all the major ones, go ahead and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts as well. Remember to go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And that's it, man. But as we say, with the Battle of the Fans or whatever it is, just remember to hit that like button, hit the thumbs up button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. That's how we help grow. A lot of people are donating financially, and we appreciate that. That also helps us grow and make great content and continue to bring in great talent. But, the things that you can do for free is hitting that like button, hit the subscribe button, share these videos every single day, and we'll be in a great place, man. So we will see you guys. Have a great night. Great show. Peace.